There is something almost everyone hears while preparing for the PMP exam. Just memorize the mindset, it will save you. But what if I told you that's not completely true? We asked a very important question to 993 of my students who took the PMP exam in 2025. In what percentage of the exam questions did the PMP mindset actually help you? And to be honest, the answers even surprised me. In this video, we will look at the results of that survey, hear what my students really said, and talk about what these results actually mean. If you are preparing for the PMP exam, this video could make a big difference, not a small one. Before we begin, let me quickly introduce myself. I am Sabri C. I've been teaching project management for years, and my PMP Exam Prep course on Udemy has helped thousands of students pass their exams. It's a worldwide bestseller, and you can join the course using the link below. Now, maybe you are wondering, what exactly is the PMP mindset? Well, it's a way of thinking used by the PMI, the organization that creates the PMP exam, when they write some of the questions. It includes principles like being a strong leader, putting the team first, showing empathy, and staying solution focused. For example, if a team member is having performance issues, the mindset will say, talk to them one-on-one first and try to solve the problem together. In my upcoming videos, I will share more helpful content about the mindset, so don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Last month, I was chatting with one of my students. He was just a few days away from the exam. He told me, Sabri, I am only focusing on the mindset you discuss in your course right now. Everyone says to forget the processes and technical terms. Just the mindset will help me pass. I replied, the mindset is important, but it's not everything. The real exam might surprise you with details. And after the exam, he messaged me again. Sabri, I was shocked. There were so many questions where the mindset didn't help at all. The answer choices were so similar, I couldn't tell them apart just by using the mindset. I'm really glad you warned me. This isn't just one person's story. I've heard the same thing from many students. But we didn't want to rely only on personal opinions. We wanted to look at real data. So in 2025, we conducted a detailed survey with 992 of my students who had taken the PMP exam. They were all serious candidates, people who had fully prepared and experienced the exam themselves. We asked them many questions, and I occasionally shared the results here on YouTube. One of those questions was specifically about the PMP mindset. In what percentage of the exam questions did the PMP mindset actually help you? We gave them a multiple choice scale to choose from, so they picked a percentage range that reflected their real experience. And the data we received gave us a much clearer picture of how helpful the PMP mindset really is. Let's take a look at the results together. These are based on real exam experiences, and they tell us a lot about what we can and cannot rely on when preparing for the PMP exam. As I said, 993 students answered this question, and honestly, the results were striking. 43 students, or about 4%, said the PMP mindset didn't help me at all during the exam. 194 students said it helped in only 0 to 25% of the questions. So, if we add those two groups together, we see that 237 students, almost 24%, felt that the mindset was either not helpful or barely helpful. If you ask them, they would probably say PMP mindset is a lie. Now, the largest group was this. 387 students, or around 39%, said the mindset helped in about 25 to 50% of the questions. This tells us something big. 63% of all respondents, nearly two-thirds, said that the PMP mindset didn't help with more than half of the exam. On the other hand, 195 students said it helped in 50 to 75% of the questions, and 167 students said it helped in 75 to 100% of the questions. And only 7 students, less than 1%, said the mindset helped them with the entire exam. So, what does this mean? It means the idea that you can answer every question using only the PMP mindset just doesn't hold up in real life. Yes, the mindset is important, but using it to pass the whole exam, that's probably not realistic. So, why is this happening? Why doesn't the PMP mindset work for every question? Let's make one thing clear. The PMP mindset is a very important concept. It reflects PMI's exam approach and core values. It's especially helpful in people domain questions, things like leadership, empathy, team motivation, and conflict resolution. But the exam isn't just about that. Many questions in the process and business environment domains require technical knowledge and understanding of what happens during certain processes, or familiarity with the differences between agile and predictive environments. Let's take a look at this example question together. A team member who was previously a high performer is now showing a significant drop in performance. The project manager becomes concerned that this decline may lead to project delays. After discussing the issue with the team member, the project manager learns that the team member is struggling with many new tasks and lacks the necessary knowledge. Although the team member is trying to self-train, it is taking time to get up to speed. What could the project manager have done to prevent this situation? A. Updated the stakeholder register and identified stakeholder requirements. B. Collected earlier feedback from other team members regarding this team member's performance. C. Performed a gap analysis to identify skill deficiencies and provided appropriate training to address them. D. Submitted a change request and updated the risk register to reflect the potential delay risk. Now, here's the thing. Using mindset alone won't help you solve this. To choose the correct answer, C, you would need to understand a few things. You need to know what the stakeholder register is and why updating it has nothing to do with a team member's skill issue. You need to know that simply collecting performance feedback wouldn't solve the root of the problem, and you need to know that updating the risk register at this point would be too late. Unless you understand all of that, it's almost impossible to recognize that the correct answer is C, performing a gap analysis and providing training. This is exactly why mindset alone isn't enough. You also need a strong understanding of the tools, documents, and processes behind each question. Here is another example. During negotiations with prospective sellers, the buyer and seller organizations discussed various topics. However, after the negotiations concluded, it was discovered that several important items had not been addressed. This oversight is likely to delay the completion of the procurement process and may result in a project delay. What should the project manager have done to prevent this situation? A. Added a contingency reserve to the schedule to accommodate potential delays. B. Documented the risk of procurement-related delays in the risk register. C. Developed a clear negotiation strategy to define boundaries and guide discussions. D. prioritize the key items to be addressed during negotiations. In this question, again, the mindset alone won't help you. To figure out that the correct answer is D, you need to understand what a contingency reserve is, why and when it's added to the schedule, what the risk register is used for and when it should be updated, and why having a negotiation strategy wouldn't have been enough in this particular case. You need to understand how the processes and tools work. In short, in the PMP exam, some questions are about leadership and mindset, while others are clearly knowledge-based. And if someone relies only on the PMP mindset, they are likely to struggle with a big portion of the exam. That's why I always say the PMP mindset is a good compass, but it is not the whole map. So, what should we do? Should we ignore the PMP mindset completely? Of course not, but we also need to stop treating it like it's enough by itself. Using the mindset in the right place with the right kind of question is a huge advantage. But to pass the exam, you also need a strong technical foundation. You need to understand the processes, and especially you need to fully grasp agile and hybrid environments because they are at the core of this exam. From now until exam day, try to solve as many questions as you can. Do short time quizzes daily. Take full-length practice exams to improve your time management. And always review explanations carefully. But don't just aim for the right answer. Make sure you understand why it is correct. Take time to review the wrong choices too. On the real exam, many options can look very similar, and what truly helps you succeed is being able to spot the small but important differences. When you review the questions you miss, you will start to see patterns in your thinking and fix the gaps in your understanding. This approach will give you a strong grasp of project management concepts, so you can confidently choose the best answer, even when the options seem almost the same. This is what truly leads to success. And finally, the PMP exam is a test of how you think. But to think the right way, you need a strong foundation of knowledge. Mindset points you in the right direction, but knowledge takes you to the finish line. So, what's my personal view? Is the PMP mindset valuable? Yes. Is it enough on its own? No. I've guided thousands of students through the PMP journey, and the ones who passed had one thing in common. They used the mindset as a guide, but they backed it up with real understanding and solid knowledge. So, if you take away just one message from this video, let it be this. The mindset is like a light, but to reach your destination, you also need a map. As you prepare for your exam, improve how you think, but also strengthen what you know. And now, I would love to hear from you. How much did the mindset actually help you during the exam? Or if you haven't taken it yet, will this video change how you study? If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe, because on this channel, I will keep sharing not just knowledge, but real experiences, real stories, and real strategies to help you succeed. See you in the next video.